What if I told you that the greatest version of yourself, the version that is free, abundant, and unstoppable, is not far away, but already inside you, waiting to be unlocked? The truth is, most people spend their entire lives chasing transformation, as if it's somewhere outside of them, when in reality the key has always been within. This is the essence of unlocking your quantum self through mind recoding. Think about it. How many times have you tried affirmations, visualizations, or techniques, only to feel like nothing really changed? It's not because you're broken. It's not because you're unworthy. It's because your mind has been coded with old patterns, programs of fear, doubt, and limitation that keep showing you the same life over and over again. But here's the breakthrough. The moment you learn how to recode your mind, the mirror of reality shifts instantly. Your energy changes, your choices change, and reality has no choice but to reflect your new identity back to you. This isn't theory. It's not wishful thinking. It's the law of resonance at work. When your inner signal aligns with who you truly are, you don't chase transformation, you become it. That is what this guide is about. Showing you, step by step, how to unlock your quantum self right now and finally live as the version of you that already exists in potential. But before we begin, let me ask you something powerful. Are you ready to declare it? If so, type 111 in the comments right now. Why 111? Because in the language of quantum alignment, 111 is the code of new beginnings, the signal that you are ready to step into your higher timeline. By writing it, you're not just leaving a comment, you're sending a vibration into the field. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't just talk about manifestation, we activate it. Every video is designed to keep you aligned, inspired, and connected to the highest frequency of who you truly are. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's begin the journey to unlocking your quantum self. Let's go deeper into this, because understanding the link between your mind and reality is the foundation for unlocking your quantum self. Most people live under a hidden assumption that the world is fixed, solid, and independent of their inner state. They believe that their thoughts are private, their emotions are personal, and the physical world moves forward unaffected by what happens inside them. But quantum physics challenges this view in ways that are both unsettling and empowering. At the heart of this new understanding is the observer effect. When scientists examine particles like electrons, they find that these particles don't exist as fixed points until they are observed. Instead, they remain as waves of probability, clouds of potential outcomes, waiting to be collapsed into reality by conscious observation. This means that awareness itself is not passive. It is the very mechanism that decides which possibility becomes real. Now, take a moment to think about what this means for your daily life. Every time you hold a thought, every time you focus your attention, every time you allow a belief to shape your perception, you are participating in this same process of collapsing possibilities into form. You are not a powerless spectator. You are a co-creator, transmitting signals that ripple into the quantum field and call forth realities that resonate with your inner state. This is why two people can walk through the same circumstance and have completely different experiences. One person, holding on to self-doubt and fear, sees obstacles, rejection, and scarcity. Another person, carrying confidence and inner trust, sees opportunities, support, and abundance. It's not the circumstance that determines their reality. It's the frequency of their internal state, mirrored back through the observer effect. And here's where the phenomenon of quantum entanglement takes this truth to an even higher level. When two particles become entangled, their states remain connected no matter how far apart they are, even across galaxies. Change one particle, and the other responds instantly. This is more than just a scientific curiosity. It's a clue about how consciousness itself might operate. Your thoughts and emotions are not confined to your skull. They ripple outward, entangling with people, opportunities, and possibilities beyond what you can immediately see. Think about those moments when you were thinking of someone just before they called you, or when you had a deep inner shift, and suddenly, circumstances in your outer world started to change almost effortlessly. That isn't coincidence, it's entanglement at play. Your inner broadcast is linking with realities that match your signal. But here's the catch. Most people are unknowingly broadcasting noise. They think one thing, feel another, and behave in ways that contradict both. This creates interference in the signal, like static on a radio. The quantum field responds with the same confusion, fragmented results, mixed outcomes, or endless waiting. This is why mind recoding is so essential. To unlock your quantum self, you must learn how to harmonize thought, feeling, and identity into one coherent frequency. When your mind, heart, and nervous system all agree on who you are and what you're aligned with, your broadcast becomes powerful, pure, undeniable. The field can no longer ignore it. It must reflect it back. Your quantum self isn't far away. It isn't something you must build step by step. It already exists as a probability wave, a pattern of energy in the field. And it's entangled with you right now, waiting for you to tune into it. The moment you shift your broadcast, you collapse into its reality, not through struggle, not through force, but through resonance. This is the beginning of your journey, realizing that reality doesn't shape you. You shape reality through the way you see, feel, and believe about yourself. Once you grasp this truth fully, everything else begins to change. If the quantum field is always responding to your inner state, then the most important question becomes, who or what is really broadcasting your signal? Most people assume it's their conscious mind, the thoughts they choose, the affirmations they speak, the intentions they set. But science and psychology reveal something very different. More than 95% of your daily thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are governed not by your conscious choices, but by your subconscious programming. This programming is like invisible code running in the background, silently dictating what you believe you deserve, what feels safe, and what possibilities you unconsciously allow yourself to access. Think about it. You can wake up in the morning declaring, I am abundant, I am worthy, I am successful. But if your subconscious still carries old imprints of scarcity, failure, or rejection, then those deeper patterns will override your conscious words. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to the vibrational consistency of your being, and your subconscious is the strongest transmitter in your system. Where does this hidden programming come from? For most of us, it began long before we were even aware of it. As children, we absorb beliefs from our families, teachers, culture, and early experiences. If you grew up hearing that money is scarce, you likely carry scarcity coding in your subconscious. If you experienced rejection, you may carry hidden beliefs that love is conditional or unsafe. If you faced constant criticism, you may still be broadcasting the vibration of unworthiness, even if you consciously affirm the opposite. This explains why so many people feel stuck repeating the same cycles, no matter how hard they try to change. They're running new commands on top of an old operating system. It's like installing fresh software on a computer, but leaving a virus in the background. The virus will eventually corrupt the new program. And here's where quantum entanglement becomes deeply personal. If your subconscious mind is already linked to your future, then the real question is, which future are you entangled with? If your subconscious programming is aligned with fear, lack, and limitation, then those are the timelines you'll keep collapsing into. But if you begin recoding your subconscious with frequencies of abundance, trust, and empowerment, then your field shifts, and suddenly you are entangled with realities filled with opportunities, growth, and love. This is why awareness alone isn't enough. You can't just know that the subconscious exists. You have to reprogram it. You have to bring hidden patterns into the light, release what no longer serves you, and install new vibrational codes that align with the life you actually want to live. When you do this, something extraordinary happens. The static clears, the interference dissolves, your conscious desires and your subconscious broadcasts finally align. And when that alignment is achieved, the quantum field responds instantly. Synchronicities multiply, doors open. People and situations that match your new signal begin appearing, as if out of nowhere. This is the true beginning of mind recoding, learning how to uncover, rewrite, and rewire the hidden programming that has been shaping your reality all along. Once you realize your subconscious is not a prison but a doorway, you begin to unlock your quantum self. At the very heart of quantum physics lies one of the most mysterious and transformative discoveries of all time, the observer effect. Scientists found that particles behave like waves of infinite possibility until they are observed. The moment an observer focuses attention, those endless possibilities collapse into a single outcome. In simple terms, your observation literally decides what becomes real. Now pause for a moment and let this truth sink in. If reality itself is shaped not just by what exists, but by how it is seen, then your attention is the most powerful creative tool you own. Every thought you focus on, every belief you reinforce, every feeling you hold with intensity is collapsing one version of reality into form while leaving countless others unexplored. Most people never realize this. They spend their days unconsciously observing their limitations, focusing on lack, repeating inner stories of failure, replaying fears about the future. And the field, perfectly neutral and precise, simply reflects those observations back. That is why cycles repeat, struggles persist, and life feels like a loop of the same experiences. But here's the breakthrough. When you begin to direct your observation intentionally, when you consciously choose to place your awareness on expansion, worthiness, and abundance, you collapse different possibilities into existence. Suddenly, synchronicities appear, opportunities reveal themselves, and life begins to mirror your upgraded focus. This is not positive thinking. This is not daydreaming. This is physics applied to consciousness. The universe is not responding to what you wish for. It's responding to what you are consistently observing with belief and emotion. So let me ask you something powerful. What are you really observing about yourself right now? Are you collapsing realities of growth, possibility, and love? Or are you unconsciously observing old limitations into existence again and again? And here's where I want to invite you into an action that's more than symbolic. Right now, write in the comments, I choose to observe my highest reality, not as empty words, but as a declaration to yourself and to the field. When you type it, you're doing more than leaving a comment. You're anchoring your attention. You're focusing your observation. You're sending a signal that you are no longer collapsing the same old limitations, but choosing to witness yourself in your highest possibility. That single act of conscious observation can be the spark that begins rewriting everything, because the moment you decide to see differently, reality begins to reorganize itself in response. At the deepest level of your existence, beneath every thought you choose and every decision you believe you're making consciously, lies a silent architect, your subconscious mind. It is this hidden layer that dictates almost everything you experience because it is the true observer that interacts with the quantum field on your behalf. The conscious mind might think it is in control, but the subconscious is the one constantly broadcasting your energetic signature 24 hours a day without pause. Neuroscience reveals that more than 95% of all human behavior comes directly from subconscious programming. This means that most of your choices, emotions, and reactions are not the result of free will in the way you imagine. but are pre-coded responses inherited from the past, both your personal past and the collective, past of your family, culture, and environment. If you've ever wondered why your life sometimes feels like it's repeating the same cycles, the answer is this. Your subconscious is playing the same script on repeat, collapsing the same outcomes into reality again and again. Think of the subconscious as a projector and reality as the screen. You can stand in front of the screen all day long trying to rearrange the images, but nothing will change until you alter the film reel inside the projector. That film is your subconscious programming. And unless you deliberately update it, the same images, scarcity, heartbreak, struggle, limitation, will continue to appear in your life. This is why many people feel frustrated with manifestation practices. They repeat affirmations, they visualize their dream life, they set goals and intentions. But deep down, the subconscious still runs a program that says, I am not worthy of love, or money is dangerous, or life is hard and I must struggle to survive. And because the subconscious is the part of you that truly interacts with the field, the universe reflects those hidden programs back with unshakable accuracy. It doesn't matter what you say on the surface if your deeper signal contradicts it. Here is the liberating truth. The subconscious can be recoded. Just as negative beliefs were imprinted into you through repetition, emotion, and experience, new empowering beliefs can also be planted and nurtured until they grow into your dominant frequency. This is not about tricking yourself or pretending. It's about replacing outdated instructions with new ones that align with who you are becoming. When you begin to consciously work with your subconscious, something extraordinary happens. Instead of fighting against yourself, consciously wanting one thing while unconsciously expecting another, you create coherence. The projector and the screen finally match. The signal you send into the field becomes clear, strong, and consistent. And reality, always precise and always responsive, has no choice but to reflect it. Consider this. Your subconscious doesn't argue, it doesn't analyze, it doesn't ask whether a belief is true or false, good or bad. It simply accepts repeated impressions as fact and runs them as instructions. This means you have far more power than you realize. Every image you hold with feeling, every story you repeat to yourself, every emotional state you allow to dominate your inner world, all of these are programming your subconscious right now. And through your subconscious, you are programming reality itself. So imagine what becomes possible when you intentionally direct this process. Imagine what happens when you install beliefs such as, I am naturally abundant, I am worthy of deep, lasting love, or I am safe to expand into my highest potential. At first, your nervous system may resist, because it has been conditioned to survive within the old story. But with consistency, the subconscious adapts. The old film dissolves, the new film takes its place, and the screen of reality begins to display something astonishingly different. This is the essence of mind recoding, dissolving the invisible contracts of your past and replacing them with new instructions that align with your quantum self. It is not about effort or control. It is about alignment and resonance. And the moment your subconscious starts broadcasting the frequency of your desired reality, the quantum field reorganizes with breathtaking precision to mirror it back. Now that you understand the subconscious is the true programmer of reality, the next step is learning how to reprogram it deliberately so that it aligns with the life you want to experience. This is where theory transforms into practice, and where the journey toward unlocking your quantum self becomes tangible and real. Reprogramming the subconscious is not about force. It's not about endlessly repeating words that don't feel true or trying to overpower old beliefs with sheer will. Instead, it's about creating the right conditions for your subconscious to absorb new instructions naturally, just as it once absorbed old limitations. Think of it like planting seeds in fertile soil. When the environment is right, growth happens almost effortlessly. The first key is relaxed awareness. Your subconscious is most impressionable in states of deep calm, such as when you're drifting into sleep or waking up in the morning. These are moments when the critical, analytical part of the brain softens and the doorway to the subconscious opens wide. That's why bedtime visualization, guided meditations, or even simple affirmations spoken with feeling in these states can be far more powerful than hours of effort during the day. The second key is emotional resonance. The subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion. A single thought charged with deep feeling carries more power than hundreds of empty affirmations. When you feel abundance, gratitude, love, or worthiness as if it's already true, your subconscious accepts that emotional truth and begins broadcasting it. That's why practices like gratitude journaling, heart-centered meditation, or vividly imagining your desired reality can shift your programming so effectively. They engage both thought and feeling. The third key is identity rehearsal. Instead of simply visualizing outcomes, practice embodying the version of yourself who has already achieved them. How does that version of you walk, speak, breathe, and interact with others? What choices do they make? What energy do they carry? By rehearsing this identity in your imagination and in small daily actions, you train your subconscious to accept this new you as the baseline truth. Over time, it becomes automatic, and your outer reality shifts to match it. And finally, the fourth key is consistency. The subconscious doesn't change overnight. Just as old beliefs were formed through repetition, new beliefs require steady reinforcement. A few minutes a day of conscious reprogramming, repeated consistently, will always outperform sporadic bursts of effort. Think of it as tuning an instrument. The more often you bring yourself into alignment, the more natural that frequency becomes. When these elements come together, relaxed awareness, emotional resonance, identity rehearsal, and consistency, you begin to see the magic unfold. Suddenly, opportunities that once felt out of reach appear within your grasp. Relationships deepen, health improves, abundance flows more freely. And it's not because the world suddenly changed, it's because your subconscious finally began broadcasting a clear, coherent signal to the quantum field. Reprogramming the subconscious is the gateway. It's the bridge between the old self, trapped in survival loops, and the quantum self, who exists in freedom, alignment, and expansion. The more you engage in this process, the more natural it feels. And before long, what once felt like effort becomes your effortless way of being. Take a deep breath. Let the words you've just heard settle into your body, not as abstract ideas, but as living truth. Everything we've explored, from the mechanics of entanglement to the subconscious patterns that shape your daily experience, to the profound coherence of the heart and mind, has been leading to this moment. The realization that your quantum self is not something you are waiting to meet in a far-off future. It is who you have always been, waiting patiently for you to recognize it. The true miracle is that nothing is missing. You are not separate from abundance, from love, from vitality, from peace. The frequency of all that already exists within you. Every possibility is alive in the quantum field right now, and the signal you broadcast through your thoughts, emotions, and self-perception determines which version becomes your lived reality. The power is not outside of you. It is not locked away in someone else's system, book, or teaching. It is inside you, flowing through you, and asking only one thing, that you remember. And this remembering is not hard. It doesn't demand perfection or endless effort. It asks for honesty, presence, and willingness. Honesty to see the old patterns for what they are. Survival codes from the past, not eternal truths about you. Presence to bring your awareness back again and again, to the now where transformation actually happens. Willingness to stop resisting the magnificence of who you are and to let life mirror that back to you. Imagine for a moment what becomes possible when you live from this place. Relationships shift, not because you chase love, but because you radiate worthiness. Finances transform, not because you force prosperity, but because your frequency of abundance makes it inevitable. Health improves, not because you fear sickness, but because your nervous system learns to trust vitality as its natural state. Every area of life begins to reorganize around the coherence of your true self. This is not wishful thinking. This is alignment. This is the law of resonance operating with scientific precision. And as you continue this journey, the most important step you can take is to stabilize in this new identity, not occasionally, not only when it feels easy, but as a daily practice of becoming. Because reality is not testing you. Reality is reflecting you. So here is my invitation. From this moment forward, live as if your quantum self is already here, because it is. Stop asking when your dreams will arrive and begin asking, how can I embody them now? Stop doubting whether you are worthy and begin realizing that your worth is what created those dreams in the first place. Stop waiting for signs and recognize that you are the sign. And if you feel this truth resonating deep within you, if something in your heart is saying, yes, this is my time, then don't let this be the end of your journey. Stay connected. Stay in this frequency. Subscribe to this channel right now so you can continue receiving these transmissions that keep you aligned, keep you expanding, keep you remembering. Together, we are building a field where coherence becomes natural and transformation becomes inevitable. Before you go, I want to leave you with a simple choice. In the comments below, write one declaration that reflects the self you are choosing to embody today. It could be a single word like abundance, love, or freedom, or it could be a phrase like, I live as my quantum self. Let this act be more than words on a screen. Let it be an energetic imprint, a vibrational anchor, a signal to the universe that you are no longer negotiating with your old identity. You are ready, you are aligned, you are already becoming. The mirror of reality is always faithful. What you show it, it reflects back to you. Show it your highest self, and it will surround you with the highest reality. Show it coherence, and it will flood your life with clarity. Show it love, and it will echo that love through every corner of your existence. You are not waiting for your quantum self. You are it. You are not separated from your future. You are entangled with it. You are not broken or behind. You are perfectly positioned to collapse into the reality you were born to live. So breathe deeply, stand tall, and remember, the field is listening. The only question left is, what will you broadcast? Your quantum self is ready, and your moment is now.